What is going on, everybody? Kamusta kayo lahat mula sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, or wherever the heck you are on the planet? This is your one and only JOAT, the place to be for any niche, every genre, and all generations. I'm your master of ceremony, D to the E to the LRO, aka JDR, aka the extraordinary introvert. Thank goodness I did not forget my intro. But we're back, guys, and you see these five amazing women at the back. They just had their comeback and I'm having mine as well. So we are the comeback kings and queens. But no, guys, in all seriousness though, sorry for dipping on y'all. Like after that one episode I did early August, I kind of dipped for a bit, took another hiatus, but we're back, and this time it's for real though. I'm really hoping to just be more consistent, speed things up, produce more episodes every week like what we usually do. But I just needed that break, just gather my thoughts and stuff. But we will try to make things work once again. So, without further ado, let's get started. And yeah, stream queendom, guys. Yep. Yeah, these girls over here. Yep. Stream Red Velvet, Stan Red Velvet, and yeah, let's get the show going. So, guys, have you ever thought of, trying to make things work? Because our situation is not getting any better, friend. We have to accept that. But as the handle below suggests of one of my guests, dapat magkaroon pa rin tayo ng sariling tamang diskarte. So, guys, he is back as well. After interviewing with him for 8 to 9 months, he's back here and he will give us a lot more insight and much needed tips and tricks to keep ourselves afloat, not just financially but more so everywhere, really. So whether it's personal, mental, or whatever, but in this case it's more the financial stuff. And I haven't done a business episode in a while, and this is not my expertise, guys, so I won't be doing most of the talking, except for now in this intro. But he will be feeding us with much needed advice, content, and maybe some additional tips that you guys can apply right now. So without further ado, let's welcome back this guy who's smooth as candy, and his name apparently rhymes with Wendy of Red Velvet. Let's give it up for Mark, aka Mendy, everybody.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. Happy to be here, Jake. Thanks for having me on again.
Yes. How'd you like that mini rap I did though?
Yeah, dude. I didn't know one of them's names was Wendy, which is funny. I had a comment on my YouTube channel, which really stood out, and she was like, "OMG, my name is Mendy too," and she had an I on her name. Mm-hmm. It was funny, dude. I swear those YouTube comments, they're really funny. They're so nice to me.
Yeah.
I've had some weird comments where it's like the borderline hate.
Oh yeah.
But literally, I can only count 5 or 10. The one that you had was a former employee.
Yeah,
right.
He was
the one
spamming
that commented me.
He was spamming me.
On your page.
Mm-hmm.
There's a former employee that I worked with who was blaming everyone, not just me. He was spamming everyone, actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes another appearance when I upload this. But yeah, good to have you back, Mendy. And off air, we were talking about something he wanted to put on record. So, Mend, now's your chance to bring it up before we forget.
Yeah, before we forget. No, it was just about you and your consistency, right? Because right now my content is really discarte all around.
Yeah.
Content creation, entrepreneurship, wealth building, and overall discarte in life, right? I'm no guru for the people listening, but I'm a really keen observer.
Yeah.
And what I've observed with the people that I've met all throughout my podcasting and content creation journey is that consistency is the real game, But also burning yourself out is the other thing. So you've got to find that balance in the in between, where I used to put out 2 podcasts every week. Remember that?
Yeah.
Which is why I was surprised that you're only at 50, and I've stopped like for months now, and I'm at 53, right? And like actually maybe even more. I've got 3 in the can or 2 in the can, that I haven't put out, but that burnt me though. It seems simple to do a 1-hour podcast, for example, and you're like, yeah, I can do this. This is easy. But then you've got to edit it. You've got to,
Tell
put
me
the time
about
and effort to balance it out. Because I didn't edit my episodes too much. But it was just, writing the copy, writing the title. And it does get to you,
Yeah, it does.
And depending on the format as well, because there's a lot of really great podcasts who are 20-minute, 30-minute pieces. And it's been really working for them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just that I wanted to discuss with you because you've stopped a whole lot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't know what your reason is, but I assumed that it was just you got busy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But like if you really want to do something, like you find time.
Yes, right? You will.
And that's right. And that's the same with finance. But yeah, sorry. I'm babbling.
Nah, and that was a great opening remark from you. And like I said earlier, I'm really sorry to all my listeners, if I dipped on y'all for a little bit, but yeah, as Mendy said, life got really busy and I just needed like a mental break because, we're all still in the middle of this never-ending loop of lockdown. So I just needed some time for myself and, of course, to accomplish my really day job. But like I said, I miss doing this and I really want to up my game a lot once again. And, whether it's bringing back old people or old guests like you or introducing some newer guests on the pod, like I'd be willing to mix it up. But yeah, the bottom line is I want to bring back that consistency. I want to bring back that fire. I think that's one thing I want to mention. I think for a little bit there, I kind of lost my fire with podcasting. Like I have those mini slumps in between weeks, but now I'm like, I just missed so much and I really don't want to lose it as much. There will be those tempting days where you're like, should I upload or not? But I guess for this remaining stretch, because guys, what do you know? We're almost done with 2021. Could you believe it? I really want to finish the year strong and really on a high note.
You're about to do season 2.
This is season 2.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. I guessed it for the beginning of season 2, I think, as well.
Nah, season 2 was like, the opening was January. Like, the 30 range.
Right. Just to note that motivation situation where, you were trying to find ways, or like you mentioned, like you needed a mental break. And, there were some weeks that you need to put out an episode. I don't know where I picked this up, but I picked this up recently. I think it was a YouTube video or LinkedIn. I've been spending a lot of time on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And what it was, this woman, probably a behavioral doctor, scientist, and she was like, motivation is a byproduct of action. And it was that short line which struck me, and I was like, holy crap, that's actually 100% true. Because I haven't really struggled with motivation as much. But I have seen people struggle with motivation. And I realized the reason why I never struggled with motivation much was because I act. I visualize and I act.
Yeah.
Obviously, my pacing isn't the same as other people's. But I'm just saying, because it's really difficult to speak about this right now because there's so many woke people out there.
Yeah.
So, just the reality of it is, like, for example, with the Gary Vee situation where there's a lot of woke people say, and no offense on being woke, bro, be you.
Yeah.
But you do you. But they hate on Gary Vee for perpetuating or promoting the hustle culture. But haven't you realized that not everyone is at the same pace as you? Some people could actually keep up with the hustle culture.
Yeah.
Right? It's good to be aware of it, and it's good to tell people, hey, you better be careful with the hustle culture. Because it can get to you. It's good to be that, but I see people hating on it, like straight up. And so the same way with motivation, some people, I'm just saying, not all people, some people might actually be motivated after the action has been done, which in my case, that probably is the case. Sometimes I do struggle with my YouTube channel because it takes the YouTube game is more complex, I would say, than what all the other platforms are right now. And so it does take a lot of planning, and it does take a lot of effort. And it's not really a matter of motivation at that point. It's really just a matter of my energy. It's a matter of energy. But once I start filming, I'm there, I'm in the moment. That's when the motivation comes. I'm like, I gotta get this episode out, and I'm editing. I hate editing, by the way. But I've been doing it for a very long while. And I'm editing, going through my entire episode within 2 hours, which is really fast, to be honest, to be editing a video. And then once I put it out, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so motivated. But prior to that, it was just about, oh man, the energy needed, because I'm doing a lot of stuff. But just on that, for content creators, just a little bit of discarte for content production.
Yeah, but you're so right, dude. Like, as much as people are hating on hustle culture, at the same time, how are you gonna get by in this world without that? I mean, of course, balance is important, but not everything's gonna be given to you on a silver platter. So
exactly, you gotta get out. You gotta put yourself out there most times.
That's true. And all these opening reminders and just advice, like, they really are going to be applicable for this particular episode that we're going to be doing. But before I forget, I mean, this is another bonus, and I know what you guys are thinking. K-pop na naman to. But this guy is actually a Blink, and he is an ITZY stan. But guys, let us lure him to becoming a Revelove. Lalang.
Honestly, I really haven't checked them out. You know what's really crazy when you watch K-pop on YouTube? They follow you around.
Yeah.
And the moment, because my friend sent me a link, she was like, hey, check this girl out, she's from ITZY. I was like, okay. Checked her out. It was Ryujin, and I was like, wow, this girl's really funny, she's cute. But Blackpink, bro, been a while, because I grew up in Australia. When I heard their accents, I was like, whoa, they're from Australia. Well, two of them. I think Jenny was she? Yeah, she went to Canberra, somewhere there. But yeah, I've never really deep dove into it, but I just admire what they do, man. Those people are so dedicated to their craft. Oh yeah, that's what blew me away, actually. Just the amount of practice and dedication to what they do, the showmanship, the responsibility. It amazes me across their industry there.
Oh yeah, definitely. As a proud Red Velvet stan, I couldn't agree with you anymore. So yeah, definitely gotta give them props. But yeah, that's enough K-pop for now. I mean, before I get caught in that rabbit hole. But nice to know that we got some guests that are low-key stans as well. But without further ado, let's get going. So we mentioned, the hustle culture, the discarte. I mean, that's your thing basically, because you did a pod about that, and your YouTube videos and your TikToks, they're pretty much related to that. So
that's so crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So how do these elements come into play when it comes to the business side of things, you know, because I can see your
Mm-hmm.
videos. It's about a lot of financing stuff, how to earn income and all that. I have no clue besides, you know, just work, get your paycheck, save up, but I'm sure you're a lot better with dealing with finance and just economics in general. So now's your chance to spit these money bars, you know. I mean, as Wu-Tang said, you know, cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Finish it up, bro. You don't know
I don't
the
know that line. No, I don't know that line.
what?
Yeah.
It's all about the dollar bills, yo.
Oh, was that it? Yeah, dollar
Yeah.
bills, yeah. No, but yeah, thanks for that. It's I guess starting the podcast Discarte Pilipinas back in August 2019. Oh, actually I turned 2 this
Oh.
year. Just recently. August 19. Whoa, it was the other day. Holy crap. Was it 19? It must have been 19. Anyways, I started that out of just the curiosity, because I wanted to learn a lot, right, about business, and how other people did it. Because I had been experimenting with business for a long while. I have built a couple of small startups that unfortunately shut down. But before going to market, but that's just part of the game, right? And that's something that I love actually mentioning about building anything, really. And so another thing I realized while talking to other entrepreneurs was there was a point in doing the podcast where I was like, whoa, I actually have a good amount of knowledge about specific things in business and finance, just because of my background and my experience and really the things that I've been doing throughout the years. And the second nature, because I've been a leader for a bit. The second nature is try to teach these things to other people, right? Because a really one of the biggest things that stood out to me when I was taking up economics at USD was the money multiplier. So the more, well, not really the money multiplier, but in general, right? As part of the money multiplier, the more educated people are about money, the more they can generate money, the better the economy is. Generate money on a fair note, right? And so it just went from there, right? I wanted to teach people how to maximize their money, how to generate extra income, and how to translate that moving forward, becoming an entrepreneur, or whatever it is that you want to do after you actually have settled on the initial step, which is having a plan, having a discarte. Having discarte in English is strategy, having a strategy. So really a lot of what I teach, or not really teach, a lot of what I share, a lot of the thoughts that I share are strategies around how to do these specific things. And so coming up with these topics was a little bit more difficult than the podcasts, because the podcasts were really tackling business, right, and entrepreneurship, and interviewing people that have made it to the second level, which is having their business generate income. And so yeah, what I'm doing now is building content that is easily understandable. There's a couple of stuff or I try to make it as understandable and palatable as possible. There's a couple of episodes that I put out that deal with communication per se. And you can be like, why are you talking about how to speak English better on a finance channel or a personal finance channel? Mm-hmm. Well, for one, I'm not a full-on personal finance channel, but not a lot of people realize the amount of communication you actually need to have to make things work for you financially. May it be Tagalog or English, right? and it was just in that case, and also in my case, where my strength really is communication or communicating English through the English language. And so I'm trying to really hit small spots, like the TikTok that I put up. I opened up that TikTok account a week ago, or actually last Friday, I think. And then I put out a video on Saturday about how to make money as a teenager. And then the next day I put out another one. I had 17 followers, and then the next day at around 2 p.m. I was up 4,000, and then at 10 p.m. I was up 10,000, and then at 1 a.m. I was up like 12. Now I'm 15,000 followers. You can see, right? You can see that a lot of kids, I mean, you can see a lot of people, including teenagers, right now are thinking about how to make money. Whereas previously, I do not think the thought process was this strong.
Yeah.
So I really saw a space there as well in terms of being a responsible content creator to tell everyone, hey, yeah, as a teenager, cryptocurrencies sound really cool. And you see all these kids becoming millionaires and buying, Lambos, buying houses at the age of 17, 18, 19. But the reality of the situation is, again, there's a lot of capacity needed to be able to do that. That includes language. That includes comprehension. That includes knowing fundamentals in finance. And I'm really still experimenting with my content. I'm only on like my 30th episode on YouTube. But I'd like to think things are doing good. I recently got signed to a network in Southeast Asia. I actually just signed this morning. They sent me the contract yesterday, and that just tells me that content like this and financial literacy and know-how is really needed, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's just kind of an introduction as to why I do what I do. The reason why I'm really parking on this is because I want everyone listening right now to know that I do not claim to be an expert. I am not a financial advisor in any way. But my goal with my content is to be able to at least prepare people or equip people, right? Both in beginning from, again, communication to building a career or becoming an entrepreneur and onwards. Yeah, it's just generally sharing my own experiences.
Wow, that's really crazy. Like your journey as a TikTok user. I don't know. No, because I honestly thought like you were a financial advisor. Like your videos and stuff, like they're so informative. I'm like, grabe, like big time na to. Like he became a financial advisor, like
no, I
pretty swiftly.
Yeah, I try to not really trick people, but it's kind of clickbait, but on a very noble pursuit.
Yeah.
Because people click on the thumbnails the moment they see how to make money. And if you watch my TikToks, I actually teach them a little bit of ways and real ways how to make money. Like example, my first ever TikTok video or TikTok tip on how to make money was get involved in content production.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a real way to make money, teenager or not. Right. If you write well, message any content creator. Heck, you can message podcasters and say, hey, I can write you a couple of episodes. Right. Let me work for you. That's real. That's a real job. Right. And if you know how to edit videos, how to edit podcasts, that's a real job. As a matter of fact, I hired a podcast editor for one of my businesses because I own a digital media agency called Double Verses.
Oh, interesting.
And, yeah. And so I've got clients in the US, and I needed a podcast editor. I employed her at a very good rate. I was going to pay her around 10,000 pesos for 4 episodes a month.
Whoa.
Yeah. And actually, was it 10,000? Probably around, no, I think it was around 12,000. And so, and I got her, I just posted on Podcast PH. I was like, does anyone here want to edit podcasts for me? And people need to know this stuff.
Yes.
Right? People need to know that there are opportunities out there. But again, going back, it'll be really difficult for you to get there, to get these opportunities if you don't communicate well.
Yeah.
And that is why my channel is the way it is. It's a mix of finance, personal finance, and personal development in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, it does, like, again, going back to the TikToks, I was teaching them that, but in between, I was dropping bombs for adults, right? like the recent episode was about one that I just posted a while ago, or yesterday. It was about how to make the second tip on how to make money was to sell arts and crafts. Right? That's a very basic concept that everyone can do with 0 pesos. And then in between, I tried to squeeze in small bits of information that hopefully would stick with them, like building a portfolio.
There we go.
Right? You can so much show us build a portfolio. You can so much show as sell art or sell, again, content production skills. But if you don't have a portfolio, no one's gonna hire you, right? There's gonna be a huge risk for them to hire you. And so I kind of jabbed a thing that they needed to do was offer your services for free in the beginning, build a clientele base, and get the experience in. And by the time that you're 6 months into it, because they're kids, they learn quick, then they've got a portfolio. They can offer their services for a fee now, right? Some people pay 500 pesos for vlogs. By the way, do not do that. Editing vlogs is no joke. It takes hours and hours on end. And do not get to the level where you're willing to edit a video for 500 pesos. It just wrecks the entire economy of video editing. And so, those are the things that I kind of try to impart in my content. But again, you're right. Like at the very end of everything really is about finance, just the management of money, which again, we don't get a lot of in our education system. Right. The act of making your money work for you is a concept that not a lot of people, a lot of Filipinos think that you save enough money, you build a business, and then you make money. But really, there's 2 ways to make money. One is active income, and the other one is passive income. Passive income is a term that's been passed around by so many people in so many different ways. But really, passive income only becomes passive after you've put in a lot of hours, like a lot of hours. I've put in 10 hours of work. 10 years of work to building a digital media agency. It's a small digital media agency, but whenever I say how much money I make through that to other people who also are doing freelancing, they're like, what? How did you get that client? And so it's just because I've been doing that for a very long while, and I know, and the same with money. That's how you want to be with money, right? You have to have been managing money for a very long while for you to be able to utilize it and actually make passive income. So that's a majority of the things that I don't even have to teach, because people can find that on the internet. But I guess it's just a matter of putting it in a neatly packaged segment of information on video form where they could relate to me because I'm Filipino, I'm brown,
Yeah.
and you know, marunong magtagalog. Squatter ako magtagalog actually, guys, no. Pinalaki ako sa pinalaki ako sa Las Piñas. At wala naman nag-i-English dito, puro Tagalog dito, no. But yeah, that's the content.
Yo, that's amazing stuff right there. And the best part about all of that, because I've seen some of your TikToks and all, and yeah, yun nga, no, like very informative points, very relatable. But the best part about, or what I love the most about your content is you don't milk it for views. I mean, that's a lot
yeah.
that's a common mistake a lot of influencers and financial advisors do these days. Like I see
the real clickbait stuff.
Yeah, I see a lot of clickbaitish forex sites and stuff like that. Basta yung mga tipong, oh, if you join us, you'll earn this much. Like, bro, that's not how it works. I wish it in a perfect world, sure, but I mean that's why, guys, I really mess with Mendy's stuff because he does give really great content, but at the same time he can be very blunt and very frank about some things. I know we don't like those parts, but at the same time, the things that we don't like to hear, we have to hear them because, you know, they're doing us, or at least in Mendy's case, he's doing us, or you guys and me, like a really huge solid, you know, just to avoid getting duped and scammed by a lot of these opportunists.
There's so many videos out there online, on YouTube, discussing how to make money through apps.
Oh yeah, too many of those.
Discussing how to make money through surveys, for example, how to make money through, you know, really pressing like the like button, for example. Whilst that can be a source of income, that takes a lot of time out of people's hands. And it's just not worth it, right?
Yeah.
And then some apps actually require you to put money in and then make money. That's just a weird concept for me. And so, you know, I always think about that. I always think about how do I not offend these people? Because again, we're all not at the same pace, right?
Yeah.
Our brains work all at different paces. And so people that are putting out these types of content, maybe they genuinely think they are helping people, right? And so don't get me wrong, I'm really not, you know, shitting on them. I was trying to find a different word, but I cursed. I'm sorry. Just bleep that out. But I'm really not, right? It's just that I feel like there's so many, and this is basing off of experience. There's really a lot of other better ways to make money than to, you know, do those things.
Yeah.
And you see these views, bro. These videos get like
views for days,
thousands, bro. One of my biggest videos, actually the video that launched me, I went from 500 subscribers to 10,000 subscribers in a month, right? On YouTube. And it was because of this one video called 8 side hustles that you can do at home, available to the Philippines. And there you could see a lot of people are trying to find, and it's right now, I think it's around 300,000 views. It's not a lot. It's a lot for me though. It's a lot for me, but for general YouTubers, that's just one day in the park. But that's just where you see, you know, so many people can get tricked into watching other videos that would, you know, teach you different things that are just really exploiting your eyes for ad money.
Yeah.
Both on the YouTube channel, actually, sorry, not both on the YouTube channel, exploiting your eyes for ad money on the platform that they are recommending. And again, maybe the YouTubers that do put out those types of content actually think that they're worth it. So I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Whoa, 300k views. That's not small. Like, Ako nga, I can barely crack
Is it
50.
300? I might be mistaken actually. Is it 300 or 200?
Yo,
Not
basta
sure.
I can barely crack 50, in video, in one of my vids. But like I said, we don't do stuff reviews. But while you're searching, I really love that approach, man. Like, people will do anything and everything just to get views, just to get people to click on them. Like, guys, when it comes to like,
Sorry, it's 241.
still that's a lot. Like, that's a lot, man. But yeah, going back, like, I really appreciate now you're not getting blinded by these big views now. Oh, I have so much leverage now, I have so much power on YouTube. I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. Like, I like how you're still, keeping yourself grounded and really informative. Because, like I said, bro, there's too many wannabe financial advisors who like give you blanket statements and false facts. But despite that, they get millions of views for days. Like, guys, don't let the numbers fool y'all. Like, views are good and all, but if the info they're saying is not accurate or just straight up false, like, let's not fall for that. So yeah, major props to you, man, for sticking to your brand and just keeping it 100, in every
There, there's so much content out there on how to make money fast. And believe me when I say that's really just the wrong way to do it. It's just the wrong way to do it. Parang relationship lang yan, di ba? Pag
Yeah.
yung girlfriend mo tinutime ka for another guy, what do you think she'll do on the next guy?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's literally the same. Like, if you found that money quick, you're gonna lose it quick. One way or another, you will not value that amount. Some people will, but trust me, I've gone from, it's happened to me. I have been a victim to that, right? I made a deal. I made around 1 million pesos, lost it in a couple of months.
Oh man.
I'd like to believe I lost it in a good way though, because I invested in businesses. It just so happened that I wasn't thinking as clearly as I should have been, because that money came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, not really nowhere, because I worked for that for years. But it's, yeah, that's something that's probably a value bomb that I can give to the people. What's your age range for your podcast? Have you checked?
It's still 18 to 28.
All right, there you
Yeah.
go. For those of you that are 18 to 28 and want to make money, let me give you three realities, right? That I think you should deep dive on. Number one is that if you want to make money, if you want to make if you want to become wealthy, right? Wealthy is built years upon years of discipline and hard work. Actually, not even hard work, smart work.
Yes.
Huge fan of smart work. And so if you want to make, for example, if you want to make 100,000 pesos, right? And this is the second tip. Sorry, let me go back. I'm jumping around here. The first tip is, or the first thing that I want to say about building wealth is, it's gonna take a lot of time.
Oh yeah.
Time builds experience. Experience builds knowledge, and you use that knowledge, right, to build, and then you go through that cycle again. It's a cycle of doing all of those three actions over and over and over again, in a very long period of time. Some people can, make it big if they get into a career that pays big. They're smart. They probably went to the Ateneo for masterals for their MBA, That's how you do it, right? And if you do it that way, then yeah, why not? You for someone, but just say. But that still takes time. If you want to become an entrepreneur, that takes time. So, that's just something that I want to be clear about. It can take you 5 years, it can take you 10 years. It's just the reality of the situation. Your life will not change days, weeks, months.
Yes.
1 year, 2 years, it just wouldn't. It just doesn't happen that way.
Mm-hmm.
No one is an overnight success, both in career and in money. Like I mentioned a while ago, I signed to a network. I got 500 to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube in a month, and I got 17 to 11,000 in one day on TikTok. That is a byproduct of me trying to get into the content game for more than 10 years. I'd been watching YouTube the moment it came out in late 2005 or early 2006. I'd been wanting to put out content. I put out content. I covered songs, and up until 2011, that didn't work out because just viewership wasn't there. I did vlogs back in 2015 for my anxiety, and that's where I learned really what the core of content creation is. I stopped that for work, and now I'm back again, sharing my knowledge, providing actual value.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, wealth building, career building, it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
The second thing is a lot of people, if you want to make money, right? Going back to building wealth is different from making money. It's two different things. So just try to, deep dive on that statement. Anyways, the second thing is if you want to make money quick, you can definitely, but you know what it'll cost you? It'll cost you money. Money makes money. This is why the rich people make more money. Well, one of the reasons, obviously, because they're also hardworking, and maybe not, they're doing something illegal, or this is generational wealth. But I'm just saying, the reason why the richer get rich. Oh, sorry. The rich people get richer. The rich get richer because they know how to make their money work for them. Because they've got an abundance of money. That's all right. And the reason why I don't hate on the rich people getting richer is because we can do that too, right? We can do that. All you have to do is and I don't want to put it in a simple light, right? Sorry, let me take that back. It's not all you have to do. You want to save money. Mm-hmm. That's just really the initial step to building everything. But optimize budget, have budget, and save as much as you can. But make sure that in saving you have a goal where your money doesn't sleep. Hello?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're jumping in and out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, can you hear me still?
Yeah. Yeah, you're good, bro.
Okay, cool. I'll just carry on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, try to make sure. Oh, sorry. Going back, have a strategy with your budget. Have a goal with that budget, right? And make sure that the moment you reach that goal, which is obviously to find an investment worthwhile for you, for your money to work for you, make sure you carry on with that plan. Make sure that you execute on that plan is what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. Because the moment you keep on saving, and you let your money sleep in your bank, which only gives you 0.08 or 0.02 or something like that interest rate annually, then you've lost opportunity. That's opportunity loss. And so try to find ways to make your money work for you, but understand that in order to do that, you've got to save.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just core on building wealth. And third and the last thing is, a lot of people say if you are not finding ways to make money while you sleep, then you're doing it wrong. Just to, probably Warren Buffett who said that. And the thing about that statement is it's not as easy, right, to find that, to be able to do that in the Philippines. Right. Maybe in the States they can do that because they've got Shopify, they've got Amazon FBA, they've got dropshipping, and they've got stock and they've got a better market than the Philippines. Right? Now you can so much always do that in crypto because it is a global phenomenon, and it's global, and you can be doing crypto or trading crypto. But that's like, if you look at it from a full-on security perspective or actual investment income generating perspective, the rates fluctuate. So you don't make money while you sleep, right? Other people dictate the market. Or well, generally a lot of people dictate the market. So it's not as secure of an investment. I'm not saying it's a bad investment, but I'm just saying that people have to understand the difference between passive, like truly passive income, and active income, right? And so, yeah, if hopefully you guys deep dive on those concepts, because I think personally they're really, really important concepts for me when it comes to personal finance and wealth building.
Wow, interesting stuff right there. I mean, those are basically 3 points. So again, could you just give a quick recap, I guess?
Yeah. So, number one was to I lost my train of thought when we stuttered, so just probably cut this out. What was number one?
You don't make money in one day, I think.
Oh, yeah. So just going back, just to summarize, the first one is building wealth takes a really long time. It's an entire process. And I really hate saying trust the process, but really you've got to trust the process, right? In that regard. The second one is
rich people.
Understand that understand how to make your money work for you.
Yes.
Right. And under that is really about having a strategy around your budget, having a goal, and then executing on that goal. Because not a lot of people talk about that. A lot of people talk about the execution or what to execute to be able to have your money work for you. But not a lot of people talk about the reality of the situation, that if you don't have money, then you can make money work for you. Right. So have a strategy, have a budget, execute on that, and begin building from there. And the last one was deep dive and try to understand what the phrase, if you're not making money in your sleep, then you're doing it wrong. I actually forgot the actual quote, but it's really all about understanding the difference between active and passive income and trying to build those two together.
Yeah. All right, there you guys go. So that's pretty much not really how to make money, but how to do it in a way that's feasible, effective, and it'll be resulting in long-term success, in the long run. Because, as my boy Mendy said, one moment you can be making millions, but before you know it, that can easily disappear if you don't know how to use it wisely. And ako naman, like, I ain't no financial expert, but I actually want to impart, 3 pieces of advice as well. And actually, it was my dad who came up with this because he's the family economist. But basically, when it comes to money, it's all about 3 S's for me, 3 S words. So first off, spend or save. As we said earlier, how are you gonna make the money if you don't know how to save it? So, yung simpleng 20 pesos na sinisave mo kada araw, like, that's gonna add up before you know it. So learn how to save. So I know sobrang nakakainganyo mag-online shopping, sa Lazada, sa Shopee with all these 9, 9, 8, 8, 10, 10 payday sales. But, hinay-hinay lang tayo when it's time to save up. Let's make sure to have enough pa rin in our bank accounts. So saving is important. Of course, spending. I mean, I know it's pretty much the exact opposite of the first advice, but at the same time, ayaw mo rin maging masyadong madamot or stingy. So, learn how to enjoy your money. Like, you worked for it, you deserve it. So, learn how to spend, but, spend wisely. Of course, with adulting and with growing up, there's going to be a lot more responsibilities. So, we need to buy stuff that are essential, to yourself, to the household, everywhere else. But once in a while, it wouldn't hurt to buy a couple of luxury items, especially if you want to save up for those. So yeah, pays to spend. And the last S word, and I think here people might disagree with me a lot. I'm sure you might as well, but I think it pays to share, our wealth. And I'm not saying give away money to people you don't know. That's not what I'm trying to imply here, but rather let's learn to share our money by enjoying our wealth and how much we have with other people. Like, once in a while, librahan mo yung mga kaibigan mo, after a raise or a payday sale. Or, if you guys have work and you just got your first sahod, similar to what I did at least, libre mo yung mga pamilya, or, treat your family out to lunch or dinner, it won't really hurt. And, it's only right because, they kind of raised you all these years, so it's kind of a good way to give back and then once in a while. So I'm sure these points are kind of not related to Mendy's inputs because, like I said, I'm just a casual dude trying to understand money, but this guy, he knows the nuances and the do's and don'ts. But yeah, if I were to give some advice on, how to use your money, whether it's building it or using it, it's just those three simple S words. So save, spend, and share. What do you think about that, though? Anything wrong, or
yeah,
are you down with
yeah,
those?
spend responsibly, man. I am a fan of making sure that I do not limit myself in any way, because the moment you limit yourself, you end up binging when you crack. So I really allot an amount which I call dumb money. It's bad to call it that, but it's just a reminder. As an example, my account, my savings account, my saving account's name is called Pinaghirapan. So whenever I spend, I'm like, oh man, pinaghirapan ko to. But yeah, I literally allot a specific amount where I could splurge.
Yeah.
So I'm blessed enough and lucky enough to be able to do that. But for other people, just spend wisely. I mean, be responsible with how you spend your money. Kasi baka mamaya manilibre ka but then ubos, right? So if you have the capacity to be able to really make other people happy, which is really why I'm doing all of this. Well, which is why everyone is doing what they're doing, is to make other people in their environment happy. And it's what life is all about.
Yeah.
In a good way, not in a toxic way.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, for me, seeing people happy make me happy. My mom
That's
and
true.
I drive out every single day to buy merienda safely, double masked with a shield. And you
still do that? That's cool. That's pretty nice of y'all.
Yeah. Wouldn't be here without these amazing humans called my parents.
Oh yeah.
So that's part of it.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I think we pretty much discussed everything, like I wasn't planning a detailed EP like on my first episode back, and I thought that you would be running out of talking points, but you spit a lot of facts, a lot of bars, and a lot of important pieces of advice. Because it's so tempting, right? When you see the money that's available to all of us, like, hey, let's jump on that opportunity to generate income. But at the same time, the internet has been booming, so there's a lot of scammers. There's a lot
of misinformation.
Too much misinformation. Yep.
Yeah. The fifth horse out of the four horsemen. He's the new guy.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And like I said earlier, shout out to you, Mendy, for not milking your content and spreading false facts, just to generate views. I mean, you have the views despite staying true to your brand, and that's already something to be very proud of. But yeah, I mean, for all those who plan to do what Mendy's doing, please do not scam your viewers. Do not dupe them for the sake of extra income for each video and all that. That's just not right. And I don't know how you can sleep at night thinking that you've tricked a huge number of viewers just to earn a little. And of course, another important factor, or just really advice, just so all of this makes sense. I know we talk about money all the time, right? But if anything, don't do stuff you love solely for the money. Like, of course, it's a means to survive. We need the income. Like, how are we going to function in this world without it, right? But if that becomes the ultimate goal, you're not going to enjoy what you're doing, whether it's your full-time work, whether it's your freelance work, whether it's your vlogs or your podcast as a means to generate income. If that becomes the main goal, I think, I don't mean to sound blunt, but that's kind of a recipe for failure. So, yeah, please don't do stuff for the money, guys. Agree?
Agree.
Mm-hmm. So, there you guys go. I mean, we actually made it to the end. I honestly had a couple more questions that I had in my head, but with every talking point that Mendy shared with us, he pretty much answered everything. So, Mendy, in my first episode back after a couple of weeks, just want to say thanks for stopping by again. I mean, you always spit bars and very factual info that my viewers will definitely value when they see my stuff. So any final insight, before we do all the wrap up duties?
We live in a very different world now, guys. Whatever Corona has done has just flipped the entire system over its head. There's, obviously it's a 50-50 situation where, negative stuff have happened, people have died, and all I'm trying to say is just make the most out of what air you breathe right now.
Yeah.
Right? And so, when it comes to you building wealth, building personal finance, building content, and generally doing what you're doing,
mm-hmm.
Don't forget to appreciate life.
Yes, sir.
Stay humble. Oh, sorry. This is a line that I always say at the end of my episodes. Is keep on learning, because learning is literally for free right now.
Yeah.
And it builds you more as a person and as a professional. Second is stay humble, because we've been influenced so much by other nations and other cultures that we forget a lot about what being Asian, being a Filipino is all about, right? And there's a lot of self-discovery down the road, and there's a lot of things that you forget. And the biggest one, I think, is just being humble. And the last one is appreciate the small things.
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's it for me. Yeah.
Yes, very accurate and very apt, and yeah, much needed, in these ever changing times. But yeah, I guess my parting words too. First of all, good to be back here on the spot, and like I said, I'm gonna work double hard now. I mean, there's no turning back. I mean, we're gonna just continue grinding, of course, without compromising, health and all that. But yeah, I just want to say it's great to be back here on the pod with you guys again. I missed this, and hopefully to my future guests, y'all come down here as well, whether you've been here before or it's your first time. I'd be more than happy to have you guys on board. And yeah, I think life is too damn fragile and short, so we gotta make the most of what we have, even though we're still gonna be restricted for quite some time in terms of movement and stuff. Just make sure stay healthy, follow protocols, of course, as my sister would tell us, and just love one another, because this world can be pretty damn cold, pretty damn dark. But yeah, let's learn to care for one another and just stay safe, everyone. Like, these times are unpredictable. And of course, going back to the theme of this EP, learn how to save up and spend up wisely, because we need as much resources as we can. So whatever we can get, like, by all means, let's try to work for it. So Mendy, thank you. It's been a pleasure and an honor having you for the third or fourth. But you've been here.
Third time.
Yeah, third time. Yeah, you're one of my frequent guests, and yeah, truly great to have you back on the pod. But before we do go, as always, where can my followers check you out? I mean, I still have your old plugs, but you have a TikTok now, and you have these other gigs and stuff online. So now's your chance to maybe introduce them.
Hey guys, check me out over on YouTube at Discarte with Mendy. I discuss Discarte on personal finance, content creation, entrepreneurship, and Discarte in life overall. Also check me out on Instagram. My handle is Mendy.
Yes, sir.
That's Mendy, SCH Mendy. So Mendy Schmendy. And also I've got an Instagram page for Discarte with Mendy, but I don't use it as much, because I'd rather just use my own. It's too tedious to have also a TikTok. On TikTok, I'm Mendy. I'm sorry. On TikTok, I'm also going as Discarte with Mendy. And huge shout out to Jake here, who has been on break, and now you're back, and he's doing it right, because he's prioritizing his mental health, his overall health, actually. And that's really important. Podcasting is no joke. So hopefully you guys also keep on tuning in, because this guy's got a lot of good content. Before I go, I just wanna get you on my socials here, and just do a shout out to everyone. What's up, guys? I'm on Jake Del Rose podcast right here.
Yeah. What's up, guys? I'm back.
He's back.
Long time no see, y'all.
So yeah, this is the first podcast I've been on actually in a long while, besides Discarte with Mendy. What's up?
Great to be back, indeed.
Great to be back. All right, that's it for me.
Yeah, so those are his plugs right there, though, where I'm gonna link y'all to his accounts and stuff. I'm sorry, I know you have a TikTok, but I'm just not gonna be. You still can't convince me to use a TikTok, because there's so many.
The platform.
To be honest, there's so much cringe content.
Yeah. There's a lot. Actually, I forgot to tell you anyways, I'm not sure if I can tell you the reason because I haven't signed with them yet. But there is a body or a company that asked me to get on TikTok, and to do educational and instructive. What's it called? Instructional content.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the reason why I'm on TikTok. I actually never really wanted to be on it, but then I realized if I wanted to teach or really, be someone who produces content for people to learn, then why not start with the youth? So, and everyone's there. All the young kids are there.
Yes.
So, they're actually, dude, that first video, that's crazy. That's just crazy. I got like 300,000 views now on that one video.
Yeah.
It's crazy when your content just makes... Oh, it's 400,000 now.
Oh,
it's
wow.
Nuts. Anyways, sorry about that.
No worries. That's crazy. But yeah, you should also check this guy out. He makes TikToks, but not the cringe ones that you see a lot.
Dance.
Yeah, none of that. None of that crap. But very informative stuff. And like I said, you're gonna learn a lot from this financial guru over here. And by the way, I know it's been a long while, but thank you pa rin, bro, for your nuts that you gave me a year ago.
Oh yeah, shout out Nutty Selections, gourmet nuts. Check them out on Instagram.
Yeah, my dad absolutely loves them because he's into nuts now. So yeah, Nutty Selections, guys.
Absolutely love that stuff.
Yep, Nutty Selections is the place to go. And yeah, all of Mendy's stuff, I will link them. Y'all gotta check it out. But as for me, hopefully I did not forget my spiel. But in case I did, sorry na lang, guys. But if you do wanna check me out for IG, you know where it is. It is at joat.pod.dlro. So once again, it is at joat.pod.delro. For the personal naman, it is at Jake_Delro. On Facebook naman, it is at facebook.com/joat.pod.delro. Or if you just want to search it on the search tab, it is Jake of All Trades with Delro. This podcast can be streamed, televised, viewed, and listened to on the following platforms: Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Radio Public, Breaker, YouTube, and on Facebook Live. Well, we don't live anymore because of the laggy internet, but sometimes I will post some of my full episodes on Facebook. So there you guys go. Thank you once again, Mendy, for hopping on the spot. It was such a pleasure to have you back. It was only fitting to have you back for my comeback episode. And yeah, hopefully we can stay connected whenever, for whatever reason.
Yep.
So with that out of the way, that's a wrap, y'all. Thank you for tuning in today, mga Del Bro sisters, at sa lahat ng mga dumidiskarte dyan. We will be discarding with y'all all together, especially in these difficult times. This has been your one and only JOAT. He's your one and only Mark Mendoza, aka Mendy, and we are both signing out. Hanggang sa susunod na usapan.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
See ya. And I promise to be more consistent. I will not dip again like last time. But take care, everybody.